producers, it's Özgün here. In this tutorial, I'm gonna listen your tracks and give some feedbacks. If you're ready, let's get into that. So, first track is from Anexo, let's listen it. I think in the hi-hat part, you can use the stereo delaying technique, so hi-hats can be really wide to the sides. It can make it even more interesting. I really like the kick and bass. Some rap vocals to this section could really fit. If I were you, I would boost to 808 the bass in the at least second section, so it could be a bit more resonating. And if I were you, I would add some brassy steps to the sections. Good job, man. Good job. I really like it. Some small details to improve and you are almost there. So let's go to the next track. Vooks, One Last Time.
One last time. One last time. One last time. One last time. Can I put with the girl
I think you can fill the background with some pads, maybe some ambience voices, some reverse vocals.
like? One last time.
And the piano can be a bit more body. It's really thin now.
Can I make out with strangers in the night? One last time. Can I hit the dance floor and do it again? Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again.
I think it's all about the background stuff. You have the fundamental basic elements for the build-up, for example, but you need to fill the background with more stuff so it can be more pleasant to the ear. It can be more interesting. So the kick is a bit boxy. If I were you, I would dip some of the low mids. So just to give you an example. If I were you, I will dip a bit around this area. Like 200-300 Hz in the kick can cause the boxiness in the mix. So if I were you, I will just dip a bit from here.
One last time. Can I flirt with
And maybe vocals can be a bit more wet, maybe you can process it a bit more detailed so it can shine in the track. I think it's a really good track, nice idea. You need to fix that problems, then it's, I think, ready to release. So next track, Otherworld by Soundcrusher. It's really old track. More reverb. I definitely go more reverb for all elements. And you gotta balance the volumes wisely. And I think your kick is panned a bit to the left. So just make sure the kick and bass is in the center, and around it just place all the elements. Yeah, I got the idea. I can see what you're trying to do. If I were you, I will add more ear candies, so some details, some more effects to make it more interesting. Now it's a bit kind of repetitive. And just be careful about the panning of the sounds. So good job. I really want to hear the next track that you make. So the new track is from Neminyo, Hard Love. Really cool vibe, really nice.
End the fear.
I'm on what?
So the steps can be more wide, just give some stereo enhancing to them. And I think the bass can be a bit more present, like you can just give it some steroids and boost the bass. And some problem with the kick. If I were you, I will just double check the sound selection. And maybe you can just use the sidechain reverb for this hardstyle sound.
You feel.
As I'm telling you, this vibe is perfect.
End the fear.
I'm on what?
Just work a bit more on the drop and I think you are done. It's really cool track. Congrats. So the next track is from Marvientos, Showdown. Dark progressive, I think. If I were you, in the second part of the melody, I will make something like this. Like you can go up. Something like that can fit really well and keep the things interesting in the even second part. This break melody is perfect. Maybe some vocals to this part, like some chops. I really like the track. Cool idea, just a reggae vibe. Dark progressive is one of my favorite genres. I don't think there's too much to improve. Maybe you can double check the mix down. Like, I think mix down can be a bit more clean. So I have no problems at all in the track. Congratulations, I'm gonna follow you. Love How It Hurts by Night Noise.
Trust your heart, I trust in you. When times are hard, I reach for you. I'm out of breath, I'm frozen still. No night and day. We can rise out, you take me higher, take me higher. My soul's on fire, I love how it hurts.
If I were you, I would make the kick half. Like one kick, one snare. It could be like a future bass. Because the melody and the vibe is really good for it. So just try to make bum pa pa pum pum pa. One kick, one snare. So change the beat a bit. The drop will be better. And the drop lead can be a bit more unique. At least you can process it like maybe with more reverb, more stereo imaging, and maybe you can search for some better layers.
I'm frozen. Can rise up.
So, and the 3 drop, it's like a mistake in the arrangement. If I were you, I will change the melody and some section, maybe some sounds in the break section. So when the second drop comes, so audience will not be bored, because if you give the same thing 3 times in a row, it will be boring. So just take a look of the sound and take a look of your arrangements and you are good to go. Best profile picture ever. Is it Ottoman? So if I were you, I will just check the volume balances. As I can see, you use the stock sound and the stock plugins. That's really fine. You can make really professional stuff with them. But just make sure you are doing the gain stage properly. And then just check the volume balances. If you balance them better, it's gonna sound really cool. and just try to follow the stereo enhancing, stereo imaging techniques that I show in my previous videos. And maybe you can add some strings in the last section. Okay, just improve this and send me back. I wanna listen the final result. Okay, next one. Okay, the next track is Higher Ground from Vishal Kasyap. I hope I pronounce it correctly. So it definitely, the problem is the mix down. As I can see, you're a beginner producer. So you need, in the drop, you need to arrange everything according to kick. So in this example, I cannot hear the kick and the bass. And it's all about sample selection. So as I can hear, it's a progressive house track. At least its drop is it. But you are using some Eurodance kick. So just take a look of the sound selection. If you make the sample selection good, even if you cannot mix it good, it's gonna sound better. So try to find better sounds and just watch as many as tutorial as you can. So just try to learn the basics of the mix down, just learn how to approach it. But it's a good start, so maybe someday I can show you the tracks that I made like maybe 10 years ago. I have some dubstep tracks and you cannot imagine how they sound like. So new track is from Jerome Serendipity. If you make the chords like a bit offbeat, so the third chord can be like half bar early, it can be more interesting. I hope you get what I mean. So it's always coming in the first bar. Bam, bam, bam. Instead of doing this, maybe bam, bam, bam. Like the third one could be a bit early. It can be really better. But really nice melody. If I play in Tomorrowland, this could be my ending track. Really nice vibe. So just work more on the fills, and maybe in the second part of the drop you can add some drop toms and maybe more hi-hats, more background stuff, more drums. I really like the track. Good job. So if I were you, I will work on the fills, add more stuff to the drop, and maybe you can make interesting. The breaks can be more interesting. Maybe some vocals with vocoder, something like that, to give the audience something to follow in the breaks. So good job. Next track. New track is from Funk, Ride On Baby. Nice respace. Some air horns will be perfect in the end. Just volume up the hi-hats in this section. I cannot hear them. So the drop is really dry. Just add some more reverb, more background effects to make them a bit more wet, a bit more white. And I think the bass can be a bit more fat. You can just layer it with some other one-shot samples. As I remember in the Vengeance new disco pack, there's tons of one-shot samples that you can layer with your current bass. Maybe just add some rolling head in this section. It's a really nice track. Just work it a bit more. It's really dry for now. And don't forget to add the steps to the drop. They are really making a drop. So good job, man. So really good job. I hope you can fix them, fix the problems, and send me back for any feedback. Next track. New track is from ELM7. Everybody clap your hands. Just filter the drop leads in the build-up, so you don't want to give them audience instantly. They should feel it, but never tease them fully before the drop. And in the last part of the drop, the tonal kink can be like change notes. Bam, 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 something like that. So if the bass notes change, drop will be more interesting. And the drop leads a bit thin. If I were you, I will just add some more layers, give more reverb, maybe some saturation. Don't forget to add the background noises to the drop. Some white noise will really make the drop sound full.
Everybody clap your hands. Everybody clap your hands.
Maybe some melody to the break section to make it interesting. It's like build up, drop, build up, drop. Just add some melodic part, some emotional part. So the track will be sound more completed in terms of arrangement. It's a nice idea, but it definitely needs some work to make it better. So the next track is from OVR. It's Jonas Aiden remix, My Love Is Gone. It's really cool, but the problem when the bass goes down, there's some problem with the sound. Just check it, maybe if you pitch the sample, just check the modes of it. But I really like the energy. The drop is driving me till the end. So I like the melody. I like how we approach this remix. Really good job. Just check the bass. There's something wrong when it goes down, and I don't have anything to add. Really good job. Congratulations. Aksu'in Rof is the next track. Let's take a listen. So the kick and all the sound selection, if I were you, I will double check it. The sounds are not fitting well together. And in the drop, just see how much energy we lose. Like before the drop, there is more bass I can hear. When I go to the drop, just the bass is going down. So just make sure the kick and the bass are the most hearable elements in the drop, and you need to build everything around it. So if I were you, I will just solo the kick and bass, balance them, maybe replace the sound, and just one by one add the other sounds on top of it. And there's some problems with the stereo imaging too. Just double check every sound. So it's like, if I were you, again, I will just watch as much as tutorial, because like 10 years ago I was making tracks like this. So you need to improve the sound selection and the approach to the mix down by just working hard. So this high sound is not sound good. You need to be really careful about the sound selection and the melody. I would like to give feedbacks on your future tracks. You can send me DM in the SoundCloud anytime you want. So new track is from DJ Russet, Festivals. Right now the drop is really empty. Just try to fill the background as much as you can, like tons of background stuff. And try to make your melody a bit more catchy. People need to sing it, people need to hum it. Like right now, I probably won't remember the drop melody after 5 minutes. So just when you make a drop, when you make a track, just be careful about this. Just think about it. People should be able to sing it, the melody. And the drop leads can be more fat, more wet. In this section I cannot hear the bass, just double check the balances of everything. But your arrangement is cool, you just need to work on the mix down and the melodies. So the next track from Vincelogy or TDM, All This Happening official audio. Let's take a listen. It's really cool. The idea is just perfect. Maybe the drum elements can be more wet and maybe you can choose better samples. For example, these snaps could be really white and maybe a bit with the reverb. Nice vocals. And I like the plugs, like a toy box. Yeah, this track really touched my heart. I really like the melody and the drop. Good job. So the new track is from Carbo, Astrology. I really hear some Sabers vibe on this. I really enjoyed it. The droplets can be a bit more present. And did you put OTT or something too much on the drums, especially on the fills? They're transients a bit too much for me. They're just sometimes getting out of the mix. We lose too much bass on the climax part. Maybe you can replace the re-space to something new in the climax part. Something just hits harder. really cool, man. I just really like it, and just send me your new tracks. I wanna listen them. I already know you from Ola James Patreon. You're really a promising producer. Just keep working. So new track is BMG U96. In the first part, I think you can just volume up the kick at least. Always, in the electronical music, the genre doesn't matter, the kick and the bass should be the most present element in the mix.
Klar bei Tauchrädern. Umschalten auf Rote.
It sounds like a cool industrial techno. I think the sub can be more fat. And maybe just give the audience something to follow. The hi-hats and all the background elements too progressive. Just make something repetitive, just really basic. Or without the claps. Something like that, so it can be driving people to the track. But it's a nice start, just keep working. New track, again, My Love Is Gone, Jonas Aiden remix, it's from Softits.
It broke my heart when you said goodbye. Yeah, I keep thinking about your day
As the vocals are too wide, I'm not sure, they are a bit out of the mix.
and night. Now my love
The groove is perfect. I think you can find some better kick that can cut through the mix. I think the track is really interesting. If I vary, I will change the kick. And maybe I will double check all the sounds if they are clashing with each other or not. The idea is perfect. The mixdown is really cool, but it can be still improvable. So the new track is Ban Pilot. Some crazy shit going on.
Clap your fucking hands.
So just check if the kick note and the melody scale is fitting or not. I'm not sure they are in the right key. So the thing is, it's looking good, but you need to work on the music theory, just learn the basics. So what is key, what is scale. By the way, the mixdown is not bad. I can hear everything clearly, the leads, the kick, the bass. So the first thing you have to do is just work and practice some music theory. Just work on the scales, work on the like minor, major, Dorian, Phrygian, what are those? Just learn the basics of it and try to be constant in the scale. The melodies should be similar with each other. The drop melody and the drop bass are in the different keys, be careful about it. And the break melody, it's not making sense with the drop. The track needs to be full, like all the parts should be like one track. Right now the break and the drop and the break is just like separate two tracks. When you learn the music theory stuff, the problem is gonna fix and your mixdown is not bad. Just keep working. And alright guys, today that was it. We take a look so many tracks. I hope you enjoy it. If you like it, maybe we can make this feedback sessions once in a month. So please let me know which track was your favorite. And also please tell me if you wanna do this feedback sessions once in a month. Thanks for watching guys. See you on the next video. Bye bye.